We are your home for exclusive interviews and behind the scenes stories you won't hear anywhere else. This is all about Kentucky tracks, Kentucky drivers, and Kentucky fans. We eat, sleep, and breathe it anyways, so we figured why not make a podcast about it? For 11 years, we've been keeping the Bluegrass covered in dirt. Now, we're doing it bigger than ever before. We are Kentucky's Dirt Racing Podcast. Welcome to another edition of Dirt Racing in the Bluegrass Live, presented by Smokehouse Grill and Buffet.
Hey guys, welcome. Episode
Hey.
26 of Dirt Racing in the Bluegrass Live. I told you guys I was going to be like Josh and say something fancy. But I got with me here myself, I'm Sara Chasteen, Josh's wife. I've got Sherry, Lanham, which is Wes's wife, and Shawna Jones, owner at Rock Castle Speedway. And I got Amanda Hasty. So hi guys.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, so
Hello.
we're gonna start out with Amanda. She wanted to thank her sponsors first and foremost, I guess, so we don't forget to do that because we'll probably forget a lot of things. So you can go ahead, Amanda.
All right, so yeah, first and foremost, I want to definitely thank all my sponsors, Randall Davis, Bob Allen Motor Mall, Danville, Kentucky, Kentucky Laundry Services, Greenlight Auto Repair, Gaddis Farms, Hometown Auto Parts out of Liberty, Kentucky. Want to thank Jeremy Thomason from J&K Automotive in Stanford, Kentucky, Alex and Walls Photography, and Auto Connection out of Junction City, Kentucky. Thank you all.
All right. That's cool. So Amanda Hasty, she's number 19. She drives a hobby stock. She's got it there in the background. I saw some pictures on Facebook. I was scoping you out to get to know you a little bit before we got started, and your car looks really nice.
Thank you. I try to keep it looking nice, but
Yeah, it has a really clean look. It reminds me of like a old Dale Earnhardt car because of the black.
Yeah, yeah. I never thought about that, but yeah.
So you guys, is everybody feeling good? Is anybody nervous? I think Sherry's being still over there. She might
I'm
be
good.
froze.
No, I'm good.
All right. So, how y'all been doing? I haven't met you in person, except for Sherry. So tell me all about your day today. I mean, Josh doesn't do that sort of thing, but I kind of want to know about your all's day. So Sherry, how was your day today?
Well, let's just start out. So, last night I didn't get in the bed till really, really late because at 42 years of age, I'm going back to school to pursue furthering my education in my nursing degree. So I'm an LPN now, and so I'm back in school. So I had a test today, and so I got to school really, really early this morning, had some time to study and take a test that I felt like I failed and waited for
Aw.
hours. Finally got the results in, and it was great. So
Good.
pretty good. And now we're on the podcast, and we're going to see what happens here tonight.
And just some background info for you guys listening. Wes was kind of freaking out before the show started. He is more nervous about doing this than Sherry is. He was trying to make the bed before we went live.
Well, because he normally has the piano and all of that stuff in the background, but we can't play the piano. That's not a real place. This is a real place.
Exactly.
This is, homes are made to be dirty, and they're made to have, beds that are unmade and
That's
floors
right.
that aren't always clean. So, this is life. And I was fading in and out on the other one. I'm like, look, you got to change it.
Do any of y'all make your bed every day? No. I didn't think so.
No.
Okay. So just to make Wes feel better, my bed is not made right now.
And I'm only getting it made twice a week now because since going back to school, we've got a lady that comes and cleans our house twice a week because we legit couldn't keep up. So thank God for her. Twice a week it's getting made.
So what about you, Shawna? How's your day today?
It's been good. We just drove 2 hours to Columbia, Kentucky to go to Lindsey Wilson to watch a soccer game. So we're currently sitting in a parking lot, and it's a lot more fun than people watching at Walmart if you've never been to Columbia. Uh, so if you see me like looking around, that's what I'm doing.
That's my hometown. That's great. It's okay. It's okay.
There's not even a Walmart.
You see
in my
me, don't
hometown,
you?
So.
You look great. I'm like,
Thank you.
Who
So
are
do
these
you,
people
sweetie.
all around me? So yeah, it's a pretty good day. So we're excited to watch this soccer game in a little bit, and then head back home and get ready for the weekend.
They have a great program up there,
Yeah.
or over there, down there,
my kiddo
whichever
loves
it is. They have a really, really good program.
What about you, Amanda? How's your day today?
It's been pretty great. So I've just been pedaling with the car.
All right.
You gotta you gotta do something to it, no matter what. Every week you gotta check things, make sure they're tight, bolts, this and that.
Yeah.
There's always something to wash it.
Uh-huh. And even though you do that, something still falls apart or is loose when you get there.
Yep.
It's kind of crazy how that happens.
Yep.
So, kind of to start things out, Amanda, how did you get into racing?
Well, it's actually, I guess I can say it's been in my blood. My brother, actually, he's 44. He started racing when he was about 12 years old. He started out with a hobby stock, and I've wanted to do it since I was about 12 years old. And I honestly never thought I'd be able to get a race car. I'm 34 years old now, and I've got one, so I'm
That's
pretty
awesome.
happy.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I can barely drive my Ford Fusion, let alone a race car. So, like, do you have to switch gears, right? Okay, I don't know about
Well,
hobby
no,
stocks and
not
how they are.
actually. Mine, I just shift it in high and go with it.
Okay.
So yeah, it's pretty easy.
Is there reverse in those cars or no?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Josh is laughing at me.
You
I got
just
him
can't see the
back.
backup. You gotta have someone to back you up. But
Okay.
yeah, there's definitely reverse.
There's one I can drive.
It seems fun. Have you how many races have you did?
I believe that Lake Cumberland Speedway last Saturday, which was a blast, the fan appreciation meet and greet the drivers. I so much enjoyed that. But I believe that made my 6th race altogether. So I'm still learning. It is a learning experience. You definitely can't just go out there and say, I'm going to hold it to the floor because you might be in the wall. But
Right?
I'm
It's a lot
learning.
different.
Yeah.
When you're paying for the brake in the car, it's a lot different, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I'm definitely learning new things every time I go to the track. Every time I hit the track, I'm learning new things. You know, where the grooves at, where the best grooves at for me to run, and what makes me faster, and you know, steering around the turns, knowing when to kind of let out and get back in it, to kind of straighten you up when you get a little sideways in the turn.
Oh yeah.
I'm learning all that. Like I said, it's coming. I'll get there, but it is a learning experience. But I do want to say, I was talking about the fan appreciation night and everything. I really enjoyed that. Bunch of little kids. I let them. They were so excited. It was nice seeing a smile on their little face. Just letting them in my car, and I want to get in. I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
That's sweet.
Signing a few autographs and stuff. If it weren't for the fans and around all the tracks, we wouldn't be here, because the fans do play a big part, as well as we the drivers. But yeah, we appreciate all the fans and support for sure.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I remember when Josh was racing, this one little boy one time came up and asked for his autograph, and I swear it made his day. Not even because he was popular, but just because he was able to interact with that kid and make him happy.
Yeah.
So that's the
Yeah.
cool part about it.
Yeah,
The fan appreciation is something I even remember going to way back when we first started going to the races. And I remember meeting drivers and thinking, even as an adult, how cool that was. So I'm sure people loved it.
yeah, they really enjoyed it. It was a huge crowd. I enjoyed it. I probably signed, I would say, 50 autographs or more, and it tickled me to death to make the kids and even the adults happy, and it made me feel good, of course, as well too. So,
You were
and I'm
popular,
and
sounds like.
I'm very, very excited to be on this show tonight. Means a lot. So.
Do,
Absolutely.
do any of you guys have a particular question for her? I don't want to be like Josh and just talk the whole time, you know.
So you said that your dad was pretty much into racing, and that kind of got you started.
Well, yeah, my dad was, and then my brother, like I said, he started racing when he was around 12 years old, and then of course when I got about 12 years old, I was wanting in one so bad, and my dad was like, "Just be patient, it'll come one day," and I'm thinking, yeah, I'm definitely gonna get it I'm gonna get there somehow. Like I said, I'm 34 and I'm just now getting there, but that's okay, I got it.
So up until this point, who's been your favorite driver? Like
Um,
locally and out in the bigger leagues.
well, I guess I could say so locally, Logan Wall. I have to say Logan Walls. I think he's a good driver and very popular. He does really good. So I'd have to say locally him. And as far as not locally, probably I'd have to go with. I like Josh Rice, and I like Jonathan Davenport.
Yay! That's fun.
I forgot to say this is a Bluegrass Restoration and Construction Studio, just so that everyone knows. Josh is way better at saying these things naturally than me. What
It's
about
okay.
you, Shawna? You're being quiet. Let's hear from you. You got any questions for Amanda?
I can't think of any. I'm just sitting here trying to hold my phone up, like, in the selfie angle, so I, look thinner and can see the contour of my makeup and all that.
Oh, that's okay. We see you at the racetrack looking normal,
Right.
so.
Normal. Yeah. So.
And we have met and talked, right?
Yes.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say I remember meeting you,
Mhm.
talking with you.
Yep.
That was nice. And I do love the track there. I love your all's track. It's always great surface. It's always ran well maintained.
That's
Love
Dwayne's
it.
baby.
All right, I'm going to go through some of these questions. We got a lot of people on here who have questions for you, Amanda. So here's one
Okay.
from Glenn Fowler. He says, how did you choose your car number?
Okay, so how I chose my car number is actually pretty neat. My birthday is August the 19th. My brother's birthday is November 19th. My sister's birthday is July the 19th, and my mom and dad's anniversary is January the 19th.
Okay.
How cool is that?
Well, that makes perfect sense then.
Yes.
Yep.
So you like the number 19.
Yep. It's basically our family number, and I call it our lucky number.
Yeah. Hopefully you'll get a win. I don't know if you've won yet. Have you?
I have not, but
Okay.
hopefully I'll get there soon.
Yeah. Even if you don't, it's still about doing it. It's one
Yeah.
of those things. I mean, even if you've done it for years and years and years and never won, it's still about getting out there and doing it. It's a lot
Yeah.
more than a lot of people will do. I heard this saying the other day that that in your 30s you do things that you wanted to do when you were like 13. Except now it's not weird, because when you're
Yeah.
13 you think of all these things you want to do and maybe someone will make fun of you for wanting to do that. Well, when you're in your 30s you just do what you want to do. It's kind of like the time to figure out who you are and go for things that you kind
Yeah.
of put off.
Yep.
Let's see if I can find another question here. We got lots of people. I'm hoping Angie will call into the Racetrack Connection hotline later. We need to meet Angie. She's our biggest fan, biggest lady fan. So we need to hear from her later in the show today. Hopefully she'll call me. I think she said her husband made her bed every day. I mean, what is up with that? Oh, goodness. If Josh made the bed, I'd be checking his temperature because
Right, exactly.
I just
I mean,
can't
did you see
imagine
how
him
Wes
doing
did
that.
that while ago?
He just threw the blanket up there. That's how Josh does it. We have a constant argument every time I change the sheets on the bed because I want it to be straight at the top with the quilt and the sheet together. He could care less how lined up it is, but the sheet chokes me to death if it's not lined up just right. But he could sleep. He could sleep on a rock. It wouldn't matter. Do y'all see any
I've seen
questions
that
on
actually
here?
happen before.
Somebody
Rock
choked
Castle.
somebody.
Rock Castle on the way home. He was like this. All the way home.
Let's see. Greg Miller, he's a big fan. He says, I'm kind of like Amanda. My birthday is May 19th. My brother's March 19th. Parents' anniversary, October 19th. That's so similar.
It is.
Pretty cool. Angie said she's going to call in later. I'll tell you when to do that. All right. I want to remind you guys about the Tommy Lanham Memorial. I got my assistant Josh over here. He's holding up the phone saying, talk about that. So remind you guys about the Tommy Lanham Memorial at Rockcastle Speedway. It's this Saturday, right? If it rains out, I hear you guys are doing it on Sunday. So, Shawna, tell us about that.
We're hoping it doesn't rain out. Like, of course, like we hate the R word. We're gonna do the start time a little bit earlier. I've been a little out of the loop today of all the conversations, and Dwayne and Michelle are getting ready to have a new grandbaby, so it's just kind of been sporadic. So I don't know what time for sure that we'll be starting. Hopefully someone who knows more about that is watching and can maybe pop in a comment what I don't know. But yeah, I do know it'll be Sunday, so hopefully we don't have to do that, but we'll get it in one way or another.
Yeah. So the owner doesn't even know when it starts, but everybody be there. I'm sure if you
Yes.
get there around dusk, you can catch the action.
Like 3.
Let's see what he's saying now. Okay, so how in the world did you all buy a racetrack? I know he's had this talk with y'all like as a group on the podcast before,
Yeah.
but I kind of want to hear your side of the story about things. If Josh came home and told me he was buying a racetrack, I'd be like, come again.
Well, it was all, we blame it on Dwayne a lot, and I really don't know that he can get like the full blame, but it's just easier for us to just say it was his idea. But we're all really big dreamers. Like we have some of the craziest ideas. And somehow we had heard that it was for sale. So of course the boys were like, hey, we kind of heard this was for sale, like maybe. And, I'm still kind of wrapping my head around that we're doing round track instead of dragsters. So we're like, okay. Well, then it kind of we didn't hear about it for a while, but Michelle and I think we're still the ones going, I feel like this isn't done. Like, I think we're going to end up with this thing. And yeah, so just one day Kevin calls Brian and he's like, yeah, it's not really for sale, but I guess it could be. And I think it was like the same day or the next day we all end up going to check it out and just fell in love with it, which, I mean, we raced there before and the boys loved that track, but it was, I don't know, it's just kind of neat when you look at it as an owner perspective. Like, we just think it's a magical place to us. Like, it's just so peaceful. And so, yeah, we fell in love with it and we own a racetrack.
That's crazy. So, I mean, that's life changing. That's weekends through the week. It's work. It's like, similar to owning a race car because, with Amanda, she's having to work on that thing all the time and spend her weekends not only getting ready for the race, but going to the race, staying there for, 8 hours or so at the racetrack, and then the cleanup that's involved afterwards. So, I mean, it's exhausting. So it's a whole different lifestyle for you guys. How have you been handling it so far?
I'm not gonna lie. In the beginning, I did not handle it well. Like it was a lot. Dwayne and Michelle have seriously been our rocks. They, that track is everything to Dwayne, and you cannot know anything about a track and look at it and know that it looks good. Um, Kevin is great at sponsorships and things like that, so that was kind of, his go-to. So he was already in that mindset. We all work full-time jobs still,
Hmm.
so it's yeah, with a
How
lot of
in the
kids and a
world?
lot of issues.
I just
Yeah,
can't
I
imagine.
panicked. And Michelle she's so organized and she keeps it together, and like she's amazing. So thankfully, like the speed bumps, we kind of got through them, and now I feel like we're kind of in the swing of things, but it's still crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, when something new happens and I get off my normal schedule or you add some stress to the mix, I can imagine the agitation and things and the arguments that you've gotten into, all because you're stressed, you need a nap, you need a break. So, but we appreciate it. I mean, Rockcastle is a really great place, and it's probably one of the funnest places, to go. Even before you guys owned it, it was a great track, and so since then it's been even better. So, really appreciate that. You're like a hero to us all when you guys swooped in and came into our lives, and so I appreciate it. Josh thinks the world of you guys. He's like, you've got to get to know these people. You will love them. I
We're
hear that.
fun.
I hear that you have goats. Is this right, Shawna?
I
Do you have
do.
goats? Oh
I
my
do.
goodness.
I have fainters. Yeah, I got a baby that needs to go. So anybody that is looking for a little boy fainter, please let me know. Kevin says he's got to go.
So can you mix a fainting goat? I'm sure you can because they're small goats. Can you mix those with dwarf goats? Because hey,
Yeah.
yeah, I might
You
talk
have
to you about
goats?
that later. Yes, so I have four
What?
goats. They're Nigerian dwarfs. Yes, and so I
That's my
love
dream
them.
goat.
They're my babies. You can't have them. The boy I got, he was a buy one get one free. His mom was pregnant and we didn't know it, and she started
Aw.
showing signs of labor, and we're like, oh my gosh, we're gonna have a baby goat, and we did. And I delivered
Aw.
it in the barn on Easter. His name is
Aw.
Prince. He's my little prince. But I love my goats. I could do a whole podcast on my goats and animals around here. Usually when Josh and Wes are doing their podcast, I'm out doing all the farm work, and so I'm got the phone in my pocket and the volume way up, trying to take care of everybody out there. And so tonight they're having to wait till we get finished. So
Yeah. Well, I'll bring my little baby to the track on Saturday if you want to come get him.
oh my goodness, oh she's tempting me. We'll have to talk about that later. Sherry's trying to get rid of some dogs, and Shauna's trying to get rid of a goat here. So if anybody's looking for dogs or goats,
It's like marketplace right now.
Right, exactly.
all right. I'm gonna take a break on talking and let you guys talk, and I'm gonna look through these comments. So Sherry, you be Wes.
So, Amanda, I saw a comment up there that said, "Are you racing anywhere this weekend?"
I am. I plan to go to Ponderosa Speedway on Friday night in Junction City, Kentucky. And I'm not really sure on Saturday yet. I hadn't looked at the schedule for Rockcast. I don't think. Shawna, are you all running hobby stocks on Saturday or?
I love that you all ask me questions I don't know a lot about. Michelle
Yes,
should be on here.
yes, you are.
I
Hobby
think we
Hobby
are.
Stocks 1200.
Yes, there you go.
Yay! Come in there, Worldwide West's wife.
Hopefully then on Saturday I'll plan on being there.
That's cool. You guys have got me wanting to come. My son has a broke leg, and
You all wouldn't guess who's walked through the door.
oh my goodness, there's the puppies. Wes has
Aw.
brought the puppies in, Josh. He could not stay away. He had to come. He's
Sold.
These are two female 8-week-old puppies that are needing a forever home. They are miniature Aussie Mountain Doodles, and we're running out of time. I don't have time to take care of them any further at this point because they're whoop, 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 everywhere. And
Pooping everywhere?
no, they're just going
Oh.
woo everywhere.
Oh, okay.
You know, you let them out and they're this way and that way, and
How do you scroll?
oh my goodness. So yes, what we would like to maybe position here is maybe putting the puppies out, and let's see if we can't get some puppies sold and make donations towards dirt racing in the Bluegrass.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we'll give a percentage back if we can get them sold.
Sounds like a good deal.
How about
Good
that?
deal. Yeah,
That's
Wes says
right.
good deal.
Good deal.
So, Amanda, you're planning on being there Saturday. What about Friday? Isn't there a big race Friday, Ponderosa?
Yep, I do actually plan to be at Ponderosa Speedway in Junction City on Friday night. Hopefully get a good run in.
Cool.
More learning. Just go out there, clean race, have fun, you know.
Have you raced there before?
I have, I think twice. And I love that track as well. My car seems to get around that track very well. And then, like, as I was saying, I love Rock Castle. I wish they ran hobby stocks every weekend. I love the track. I've loved it since day one. I went there for open practice, and that was my first time out on a track anywhere. So it was pretty fun.
Let's see. I think my Q guy is going to hold up something for me. Nope. He's just flexing. I don't know what he's doing. But anyway, I was saying my son has a broke leg, and it's a full leg cast all the way above the knee. So the poor guy is hobbling around everywhere, and I don't know how well he'd do at the racetrack, but the PA he saw today for ortho says he can't be walking on his cast. So he's been walking on his cast for over 3 weeks now. So we've been doing it wrong, so he can't be doing that. Let's see here. We got a comment. It says, it's from Erica Grant. Let's give all the race ladies a shout out. Everyone knows what the drivers sacrifice, but most don't know the sacrifice the ladies make and what dedication it takes to make the wheels turn behind the scenes. So shout out to all you behind the scenes ladies. I like that.
Yep.
Behind the scenes ladies. Where is that comment? I don't see it on here. It must be on something else. It must be on the post. But yeah, women do so much. Like, I can't even tell you how many things I do in the day. Josh's work is all like brain work that he does, like a lot of it. I mean, he goes to his job and he does the work there, but I mean, there's so many things I'm doing. I mean, I'm working all day long until I go to bed. And it's like, oh, I finally sit down for the day. My feet kind of hurt. But, you know, at the end of his day, he'll come in and sit down. And but yeah, for a woman to go out and have their own car and to do all that stuff, it's really cool because there's so many other responsibilities. And I know the guys watching, they're like, hey, we have responsibilities. And I know, but women just take on so much. And I feel like as women, we usually put ourselves last. Most of the time we're taking on everything else and we put ourselves on the back burner. And so it's good to see all you ladies taking good care of yourself and doing what you want to do and following your dreams. And Sherry's going to school, and Shawna's buying a racetrack, and Amanda's driving a race car. So kudos to you guys.
Girl power.
I saw those flowers and things Josh put on that post for the flyer to advertise, and I'm like, I'm not a flowery kind of girl, so I don't know. Maybe you should have put like green something on there instead of all the flowers and rainbows. But I guess it caught everybody's attention. But we've got a few people on here. I don't know what people are saying anymore. Angie says, I need one. I think she's talking about the dogs. Dogs or goats. Let's see, what time it is. Josh has got me on this MacBook Air. I have no idea. I couldn't even scroll on this thing. I do not know how to use a MacBook. But I'm scrolling through. World Wide West combo in full effect. Oh, that's Kevin. He's on here. All right. Let's see. Anybody got any more questions for Amanda? I'm just going to throw that out there. I don't see any other ones. In the meantime, Jimmy Crabtree says, is the $10 combo still happening Saturday? The World Wide West combo. Is that happening, Shawna?
Yes. See, I know about the food. I got that part. All the snacks, I got that part under control.
Which that's another thing. I mean, that's a big part of having the racetrack is the concession stand. I mean, you're basically running a restaurant and an entertainment show at the same time. So it takes a lot of hands on deck. How many people do you have to help you guys?
Like in concession or
just
across the
all
board?
throughout? Yeah.
Um,
Just a guess. I know you don't know exactly, but
I'm like, where's Michelle? She's snuggling with a baby, and I'm over here like, I don't know.
it's okay.
20-ish? I feel like 20-ish.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about
Not
right.
Including us, but I feel like, and you feel like you need more all the
Yeah.
time. Like it's just so busy, which we're thankful for it, but
Let's
20 is
see.
a good number.
Rhonda Cooley. She's fresh out of surgery watching. Hey, Rhonda. Thanks for watching us. She says, ask Amanda about selling 50/50. What's she talking about?
Okay, so that is my sister, Rhonda. Hey, Rhonda. So me and Rhonda used to actually sell 50/50 tickets around. We actually used to sell them at Ponderosa Speedway. That was back when I was around 12, 13, 14. Worked in the concession some, but my big thing was, mine and her big thing were selling the 50/50 tickets. We loved it. So like I said, I've grown up around it since I was a little kid, just walking and, being a part of, working there and then watching my brother race and this and that. So, I've just grown up around it, and it was just killing me to get a race car. So,
So
I
you were one
did
of the
love-
50/50 girls that walk around and ask for money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen those people.
We also used to sell 50/50 tickets at well, goodness, I cannot think of the name of what the track used to be, but it was Bardstown Bluegrass Speedway.
Mm-hmm.
Years ago, whenever it was running, we used to sell 50/50 tickets there as well. We would sell those things like crazy.
That sounds like a fun time. Sounds like something I would have done or enjoyed to do. I actually didn't go to the racetrack until me and Josh started dating. But honestly, I didn't go to a Mexican restaurant or a Chinese restaurant or pretty much any restaurant that wasn't fast food until me and Josh started dating. So, yeah, I came from the holler. If we ate out, we ate through the drive-thru, or Dad said we have food at home. So, yeah. The first race we went to, I guess, was the Butterball, and it was really fun. I just remember sitting there thinking, like, this is so cool, because at Richmond, the trees were kind of close to the turn, and so the trees would be, like, swaying from the wind of the cars going by, and I just thought it was the coolest thing. And you can feel the rumble in your chest, when the cars are going by, and I just remember thinking it was so exhilarating. So, I don't get to go as much as I would like to go, but definitely enjoy it when I do. Having kids and not and Josh running around talking to everybody, it makes it hard to come. But luckily, we've got some coverage at the racetracks and things. That's pretty cool. I don't know about you guys, but I really enjoy the pit walks that they've been doing. That's my favorite part that they do at the racetrack. I just think it's really cool to just kind of walk around the pits and talk to all the different drivers. So hopefully they'll get to interview you. I don't know if they have yet, Amanda. I haven't seen it. If they did,
No, not yet.
okay. So
Hopefully
maybe you'll get interviewed on the pit walk sometime. So
I do have to mention too, as well. You were asking about my favorite local driver. My husband, Eddie Hasty. He would, I guess, have to be my favorite, and then
you forgot him.
He's gonna kill me.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get you into any kind of trouble or anything.
No, because
I'm asking.
But yeah, I was just thinking outside of
Oh,
Right.
family. But yeah, Eddie Hasty, my husband, and then Michael Kuntz, my brother as well. They drive the same car. They switch out weekends driving. So the number 19 crate car. So
let's see. What's Daphne saying? The tracks need to run some powder puff. What's powder puff mean? Does it just mean women races? I don't know if I like powder puff for us women that support these guys. I don't know how we would do that though. I mean, I don't see us running to race, so I don't know. What would we race? Josh says cars. Cars. We
yeah,
race cars.
it would be someone's hobby stuff or something.
Somebody
Somebody's
that
fourth
didn't care.
cylinder.
That
Yeah.
we'd have to be real careful, Daphne. I don't know
Yeah.
if you want to let us borrow a car to take out there. I mean, I would do it. I would definitely do it. Let's see. Greg Hensley. I think he said poor girl. I think he was talking about me.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Thunder
Hey,
Mountain
it's
is high.
okay. We all gotta learn sometime.
Exactly. Angie says Thunder Mountain is having one, a powder puff race. Have I not been around for these things? Is this a thing? You guys tell me.
Yes.
It's been a thing for years.
Okay,
Yeah.
4
I
cylinders.
remember. Yeah, like I said, I remember, when I was working at the track and stuff when I was very young, they used to have them all the time. I actually never got to be in one.
Oh, you got to be in the real thing.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been around for a while. But
4 cylinders. I mean, then we'd have to switch gears and stuff, and I just don't know if I could do that. I'd be going
unless you
down
found
and
an
killing it.
automatic. If you found an automatic, you wouldn't have to switch the gears.
Yeah, I need an automatic, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wendy says, for you, Amanda, why did you choose the class that you race in? Why did you choose hobby stocks?
Okay, that's good. Great question there. So I actually, when I first decided, hey, I'm getting a race car somehow, some way, I'm gonna get one. My thoughts first were actually to get a 4-cylinder, and I got to thinking about it. I'm like, no, my brother started out in well, they called them street stocks back then. Now they're hobby stocks, but same thing. He started out in one of those, and he learned a lot from it. And I had to go with the hobby stock. Just knowing, how he learned so much with it and everything. Not to say you don't learn anything from a 4-cylinder, but they do drive a little different, handle a little different. So I was like, I'm gonna start out in a hobby stock, and hopefully, as I get better and as I start running better, I can move up to a bigger class one day soon.
Okay. I like that idea. I don't know. The hobby stocks are getting to be more popular, so it's a really fun class to watch. And so, I mean, who knows? I mean, moving up might just mean moving up to the front.
Yeah, hey, I'd be satisfied with that too. I'll just move up to the front of my hobby stock.
Yeah,
I tell you what,
exactly.
it excites me so much if I just, if I pass one car on the racetrack right now, it's as good as a win to me.
Oh,
As long as I can clean pass without, tearing someone's car up, my car up, you got to use your head when you're racing. But if you can race clean and you can pass somebody, it just, that's as good as a win right now for me. I still got a clean race car, that way. And, don't have to do a lot of work to fix things or anything like that. Just wash it, check the bolts before next race, let it go. But yeah, clean racing, that's a big thing. I really respect other drivers, and, I try to stay, when I'm running in the back and where I'm still learning, I try to, hold my line. If I got someone faster than me coming around me, I respect them. I get over, if I know they're coming, and let them on by. But yeah, if I run up on someone that I can pass, it just tickles me to death. Like I said, it's as good as a win for me.
Yeah, that sounds
I'm
like
having
fun.
fun.
I'm sure you're holding your breath the whole time you're going by them.
Yeah,
I'd be
probably.
like, Do you even have time? Do you even see the other racers when you get kind of out of line? How do you know they're coming up behind you? Do you hear them?
Well, sometimes you can hear them. Sometimes you cannot. So that's why those receivers are so important. With the
So
drivers because
speaking of that, I need to know about these receivers. Like, what do they say on these things? I mean, I don't know if anybody else is wondering this, but Josh did this thing, the other day at Lake Cumberland and was telling me that what they were saying on the receiver. I was like, what did they say? He thought I was dumb for asking that question anyway. He made fun of me. So I really want to know what they say on there. Do they say do they talk or do they just call out commands?
Well, that's a good question. I'm glad you asked. Some other people might be wondering the same thing because before I got into racing, I was wondering what do they say on there? Well, they tell you, hey, if you got or hey, number 19, you got a car coming around you on the outside. Try to hold your line. It's a big safety thing. Like I said, that's why they're so important, and they didn't have them, years ago. So I feel like that's made racing safer for sure. But yeah, they'll let you know when a car is coming up behind you or getting ready to come around you. They'll let you know that as soon as that caution comes out, you know it because they announce it on the receiver, caution and turn 2 or whatever. So you know what's coming, if you, if you, get out of your, like, if caution comes out, for instance, you get out of your spot, where you started the race, and you're not for sure, if I go in front of that car or I go behind this car, they'll tell you where to go. So basically just stuff like that. They'll tell you when the green flag's coming out so you can be ready and prepared. When the white flag's coming up, checker, all that
Okay.
good stuff.
Yeah, nice. Well, that answers my question because I was really curious. And then I told Josh, I was like, well, how do they talk to you? Like, do they say your name? Like, hey, Joe, you go? And he's like, no, they say the numbers. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, well, that makes sense. So who talks on the receiver at Rock Castle? Do you guys have a guy that does that every time or a girl that does it every time? Do you know?
Yes.
She doesn't even know.
I do. Sometimes it's me. I got my walkie-talkie
Really?
because I was on the wrong channel. So I'm like, you guys want a cheeseburger? And so they took my walkie-talkie away. 'Cause
That's
I was on the wrong
funny.
channel.
Oh.
So,
Was there any takers
I
for the
wanna say-
cheeseburger?
well, yeah, Kevin's like, get off that channel. I'm like, I'm on the right channel though. And he's like, no, you're not. So I'm like, yeah, huh? Anybody want a cheeseburger? So, yeah. So I don't get to do that anymore, but
Yeah, you got kicked off that. Receivers have saved a lot of race cars. I'm sure if they're saying all that stuff. Josh used to play a NASCAR game on the Xbox, and he had a headset and stuff, and they'd say things like green flag and what else did they say? Like you got one coming on your right or your left, and do they say things like that, Amanda?
Yeah. They let you know, you got one coming on the outside of you, hold your line or go, move down some, move down low, move up high. They'll let you know.
Okay, yeah, so you got to know your right from your left,
Yep. Oh yeah.
Let's see here. You all got any other questions, things you want to talk about? I feel like I'm just blabbing. Let's have Angie call the hotline. Let's see, what's our number here? It's on the screen, so 859-412-1287. Angie, call us in. She says she has a funny story to tell us, so we'll see what that is. I got Josh being my receptionist over here. We'll see when she calls. She says 1 second. So, what other ladies we got on here? Comment for us. We want to get lots of comments. We all are going to have to pee by the time this is over with, us women.
I already do.
For sure.
It's hot in this shop out here, so I'm sweating.
Me too.
So, Amanda, do you have any children or anything?
I do have a daughter that is getting ready to turn 16, actually, on July 27th. So she's got her sweet 16 coming up.
Oh,
And then I have 2 stepsons and a stepdaughter.
Awesome.
And
so you have a full house.
yep.
Is she wanting to get into racing too?
No, I cannot. It's definitely not going to be her thing. She's like, Mom, when I first got my race car, she's like, Mom, oh my gosh, I cannot watch you come race. Like, I'll have a panic attack. And I'm like, no, you won't. You'll be fine. You know. But it's really not, I don't know. She'll come watch me sometimes, but it makes her nervous.
Yeah.
She'd rather be out, hanging with the girls and doing her own thing. But I wished I could get her into it, but maybe one day.
Well, you never know. Let's see. We got Angie on the line. I'm not sure how to answer her call, so let's see. Is she on there? Hey, Angie, are you here?
I am.
Hey, Angie. We need to meet in person.
I know.
We're good. How are you? How's your day going today?
It's going good.
So what's your funny...
Relaxing.
Yeah, just relaxing. That sounds like a good day. What's your funny story you got for us?
The first powder puff I ever did was when I was scared to death. I didn't think I'd be able to get it high or eat anything. But they started talking in the race theater, and big dummy me thought they could hear me, and I was talking back to them the whole race.
I would do that. That definitely sounds like something I would do.
They said, "You ladies are doing great," and I was like, "Oh, thanks."
Oh gosh, I honestly,
that was the first year started, so I didn't really know what was going on yet. But
yeah, I honestly, I don't think I realized until you just told that funny story that they couldn't hear you. I feel like there's like a microphone on most people's headphones, but I guess it's a one-way thing.
yeah, right.
They do look like you should be able to talk back into them for sure.
So, are you the crew chief, Angie?
I am.
Awesome. So, what do you do as a crew chief? I don't know why I can't say that word.
Well, it's really just me and the ladies that are two that help, but I do tire. I'll do anything but the motor. I won't do that part.
Yeah. So you change tires and all that stuff?
Yeah, the tires are my favorite. Cutting them, all that.
Yeah. I always ask Josh, like, why does it make that noise? It sounds like you're tearing it up. When you take the tires off, it sounds horrible. But that sounds cool. So can you talk to them in the car as the crew chief, or you just doing, like, how do you communicate? You don't, right, as a crew chief?
No, but I wish I could.
I bet he's glad you can't, though.
Oh, yeah, he said he would never let me talk to him while he was in a car.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, I could just hear Josh telling me to hush if it was me and him.
Yeah, he said I'd probably throw it out the window.
Yeah. They would throw us out of the vehicle if they could sometimes when we're driving down the road and trying to tell them how to drive. So they get enough of that. John Nelson, he is on the same page as us. I'm glad John is here today. He is making me feel better. I feel like in NASCAR maybe they do talk back and forth. Do they? Okay, Josh says they do. So that's why we think these things. Okay. All right. So Angie, we'll have to get your team or your driver. Is it your husband?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll have to get Josh to get him on the show sometime.
He's already been on there.
Has he really? I don't remember this. Was it a while?
It's been a while back, yeah.
Yeah, that's before I knew everybody. I started knowing you, Angie, because you're on the comments, and I'm scrolling the comments when Josh is on, when he's live. I'm looking at all the comments. It's really fun to do that as a listener. Honestly, I don't know if y'all do that when you listen, but listening and reading through the comments, it's just makes it more interactive and more fun.
I agree.
All right, Angie. Well, it was good having you on. Thanks for calling in. If anybody else wants to call in, they can. I'll meet you in person sometime, Angie. See ya.
Oh, all right, bye.
Hi, Angie.
Bye.
Well, that was fun. We got a caller. How about that? I basically told her to call, but still, it's still fun. If anybody else wants to call in, you can. Man, woman, it doesn't matter. We'll take the call. We'll probably finish up here in a minute. We're getting close to 9 o'clock. I was shocked we went this far because I was really hoping for like at least 30 minutes. One thing I did want to do real quick is, Shawna, Josh says you have a good impersonation of Wes. Let's hear it. I'm ready. I'm ready for this.
Yes, I'm ready.
That's what I said. I wish I had a headset. He's like, yeah, right? Right?
My favorite is when they're having like a big conversation and Josh finally like stops and like gives Wes an opportunity, and Wes is just like,
Yeah.
he's just smiling.
Right.
He's just smiling. He's just taking it all in. But my favorite thing that he says is good deal. Good deal.
Yes.
I'm sure Sherry gives him a lot of flack for things. So tell us a funny story about Wes. I feel like you have some, Sherry. Tell us something.
I don't even know where to begin. He's all the time doing something funny. Like,
what's
seriously?
the recent thing he's done? Well, he did tell your engagement story now. I don't know how many times for sure that he's told it, but I'm thinking 2 for sure, maybe 3 that he's told it. I told Josh, I was kind of joking. I was like, I'm going to ask Sherry to tell her engagement story.
Right.
I thought that would get some laughs.
Time.
He loves that story.
He does, and so do I.
Yeah,
it's a wonderful story.
It is. It shows the true dedication.
Absolutely.
To racing.
Absolutely. But, he had to jump through a whole lot of hoops that day.
Yeah,
to get everything to line up just right. So, kudos to him and hats off to him for doing that, because that truly will go down in my mind and my memory forever and ever. It was wonderful.
Yeah. When did you realize that it was happening? Was it when you like got up there, or was it like as you were going down, or did you have a feeling?
No, when I realized what was going on was when I heard what's his name, Eshelman, say, well, Wes, my friend Wes, is my friend Wes here? And then he gets to talk and he's like, well, Wes, I normally am asking all the questions, but tonight you have a question that you want to ask. And I was like, oh my gosh. And of course it was cold out and I was dressed up like the Michelin Man. And I just felt like I was just all wrapped up and not in that pretty mode,
Yeah.
Especially for being proposed to, you want to feel pretty, right? Well, I felt like the Michelin Man at
well, he
Smoky
thought you was
Mountain
pretty.
Speedway. But it was wonderful, and I'll forever remember that. He had to lie to me and tell me that we were going to do a pill count or something like that. Because at the time, I had no idea. Like, I was just being first introduced to dirt track racing and anything at all about it. Like, I didn't even know it was even something that even existed. Even though I grew up around racing, my dad never raced or anything, but he always loved NASCAR and everything like that. And so I always was, well aware of those things, but didn't have any idea about dirt track. So just first starting, and I fell in love with dirt track racing right then and there. And then I fell in love with the man of my dreams right then and there as well.
Oh, so sweet. Let's see. Wendy says, "Is Wes singing at Rock Castle Saturday?" We're all anticipating that.
Yes, we are.
Has he been practicing? No joke. Has he?
Not in front of me. He hasn't, but he says he's practiced at work while he's been there alone, and he's practiced in his vehicle. And I am 1,000% positive he has, because when we're together, we always sing at the highest that our lungs will allow us to, and just have a good time. So I'm sure he's practiced.
Well, that'll be fun. I think Josh will
will.
be covering that, so we'll see. We'll hopefully see that.
I just hope that I'm able to make it.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have to work
fingers
this
crossed.
weekend, or
Yes,
are you working?
I
Oh, yeah, Will. That stinks.
Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see if we can get coverage or something.
One thing I forgot to say, you guys, this segment's sponsored by Dirtman Diecast. Just wanted to say that. That's a pretty cool thing. He has some diecast cars that you can buy. What does he do the diecast of? Is it just like all the big drivers, or how does that work? Do y'all know? Josh, you know? I've never seen Dirtman Diecast set up. I'm going to have to check out his stuff. So you guys can update me later when you check out what he's got. Josh is not helping me at all over here, by the way. So he's letting me take control. So does anybody have anything before we get off here? Any other questions from the audience? Anybody on here got any questions? I think we've overstayed our welcome.
We kicked him out for tonight.
All y'all girls should sing. We're not sure about that one. But yeah, we'll let Wes do the singing.
I don't know. Sometimes you give him the microphone, you can't get it back.
Yeah. Funny story about Wes just recently is Josh wanted him to do a commercial. Oh, Josh gives me a drum. Funny. Josh wanted Wes to do a commercial for him, and he said it has to be 30 seconds. And Josh is like, guess how long it took him to do a commercial? And I told him what to say. Guess how long he sent me the video back for? And I'm like, 3 minutes? And Josh is like, no, 54 seconds. And I'm like, oh, well, sounds like it. So I was like, how did he figure out how to get it down to 30 seconds? So sometimes you just got to get him.
Took him a few takes.
Yeah.
I was there for that one.
Thanks, Josh. Oh, but anyway, it's been fun, guys. It's been really good. I wasn't sure about how it would go, but I figured I would just figure it out as we got on here. Josh just pushing buttons on me over here. Always giving us an applause. Thank you.
You all done great, and I've enjoyed being on here with you guys, with you all.
Well, good. Maybe we'll do it again sometime. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just stick to being the supporters of the podcast. But it was great having you guys on, and I'll see you guys at the races.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Look forward to seeing you all.
Bye.
Bye.
Good luck this weekend, Amanda.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, good luck. Bye, guys.
Bye.